Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paul. In this video I'm going to visit Canada's second smallest national park at night, and I'm going to attempt to photograph a comet. Point Pelee is located in southern Ontario on the shores of Lake Erie, and it's also a stopover for birds during the winter migration. Fall is a great time to observe birds, and this park offers many of the species that are most colorful and most interesting in Ontario, such as this kingfisher and many birds that just stop by on their migration south. Point Pelee is perhaps most famous for being the southernmost point in Canada. If you step at this tip, this is pretty much as far south as you can be in Canada on the mainland. The park is very popular in the summer, mostly I think due to the really nice beaches on the west side, and also the marsh area, which has a boardwalk and lots of wildlife that you can walk and see along the trails. The park is one of the darkest places in southern Ontario, and for that reason throughout the year they have special nights where you can stay in the park till midnight. Not only was the park open till midnight this last Saturday, October the 25th, but you could also spot a comet in the night sky. I'm going to try and film the Comet Lemmon, which is visible in the sky. It should be visible over the water, so we'll see. And best visibility is around 7 or 8. It just so happens that Point Pelee has a dark sky event. So I'm just going to show what I'm bringing with me today. I'm going to take a warm hat, obviously, and some vintage equipment. So this is a Canon. It's a Canon EOS 50D. Should still take nice pictures. We'll see how it does. Got it from a thrift store. I'm going to bring my Lumix camera, and I have a 25mm lens for it, f1.7, and also 28mm. So I also have other lenses, but those are the primary lenses I'm going to be using. I also have some vintage lenses like the Canon 50mm f1.4, so I'll try my luck with that lens as well. This is the second celestial event I attempted to photograph. Earlier in the month, October 6th, was the harvest moon, and this was a full moon event where the moon was really close to Earth. It was called a supermoon, and it's also called a harvest moon because I guess it was helpful to farmers that were harvesting their crops and possibly stayed up longer until night in the fields, and having a bright moon helped them to harvest. Alright, so what I'm doing today is trying to film the moon here. It's a harvest moon and a supermoon, first supermoon of 2025. So basically it means the moon is extra bright today, and it's 14% larger. I think it was really large just above the horizon, but now it looks smaller because it's higher up. So what I have is I have two cameras going, and I have two lenses I want to try out. I have a Tear 300mm lens and a Pentax 300mm lens, and I want to see which one will take the better pictures of the moon. And I'll try and film some video as well. So I've used my previous experience with the Pentax is it sometimes gives amazing flares, but the light has to hit it just the right way. So I'm not sure if it's going to do that today or not, but yeah, we'll see. I did miss one pretty awesome shot. I was just busy looking at the back of the screen, but what happened was there's an airplane that flew by. So maybe that'll happen again. Southern Ontario has a lot of greenhouses, and one of those places is called Colasanti, and it's kind of like a greenhouse and a store combined. So I couldn't resist visiting it, since I also keep a lot of exotic plants in my backyard and at home, and just since it was on the way, so decided to stop over at Colasanti and take a look at their collection of plants. They usually have a lot of great stuff. This place also has an arcade. You can kind of vaguely hear it in the back. But I stopped over to take a look here at the succulents that they planted in the fountain. And then these are just air plants, plants that don't need soil to grow. And these are even more unusual. I think these were collected from a specific mountain. And here's a flower from a cactus. And a Buddha planted with some air plants and maybe a ficus and some moss. And this is one of the plants I ended up choosing, which is a carnivorous plant. It's a pitcher plant that catches flies inside the little cup. After a short drive, we are close to the park. Yeah, there weren't too many people coming at this point, so it wasn't a very long way to get in. If you're curious, it's about $9 entry fee. The park pretty much stretches out as just a narrow strip of land that jots out into Lake Erie, and you're pretty much just driving along this road until you finally get to a parking lot at the end. And there's a visitor center, and from here you can take a trolley. However, it was a little bit too late, didn't run anymore, so we had to walk. It's about 2.5 kilometer walk, about a 30-minute walk, and that's what we did. Last year when I came here with some friends during the summer, I took the dog for a walk along the boardwalk, which is on the east side of the Pelee Island Peninsula. And it's definitely something anybody visiting for the first time should do, as it's just a really nice walk. You can stop at any point and admire the aquatic ecosystem that's full of life. Funny enough, I think my dog, while still a puppy, got a little bit confused, and I think she thought it was solid ground and just walked off into the mud, and had to rescue her. Yeah, I think she got a little bit confused. I think maybe she thought that the green was grass. I'm not sure what was going through her head, but all's good. The marsh area is especially nice for observing waterfowl and many amphibious creatures such as frogs and turtles and so on. It's definitely a must stop for anybody visiting Point Pelee for the first time. In the summer, the trolley operates longer hours, but since this was the fall, the trolley was already closed. I think it stopped running around 5, so we took this road to the tip. It's about 2.5 kilometer walk, and it went by pretty fast. This is only the second time I've been to the park after dusk, and the last time they were still working on this tower, and it looks like they had finally completed it. And haven't been up there. Maybe next time I'll go up there. Alright, so this is the tip of Point Pelee. Waiting for the comet here. You can see the moon. And the tip is right there. That's where the tip is. And have the flashlight and yeah, Point Pelee. I think there's an eagle up there. It's just magical here. This is the lands, this is where we came from. There's a city there. Well, I think the comet should be somewhere around there. Unfortunately it's cloudy, so I don't think we're gonna see anything. But we'll see. And this is the tip. Well, it's gonna start getting dark soon, so it's gonna be harder to set up for sure. But we'll try. Well, we've had a great dry fall so far. Finally started getting colder, and the sun's been setting earlier and earlier. So right now it's setting around 7 p.m. It's probably going to set, I think it loses 15 minutes every week. Fall has been especially beautiful this year. Probably my favorite season this year. And earlier in October I had a chance to do a little bit of fishing. Went down to Mississauga and did a little bit fly fishing on the Comet River during the salmon run. So maybe I'll post a video from that. And also camping. It's been a really nice fall season, and yeah, we'll see what winter brings. My dog loves playing on the beach, and I've taken her throughout the summer to different beaches, and she's been here once before, so I'm not sure if she remembers this place or not. This place is notorious for dangerous currents. I used a phone app called Stellarium and pointed the camera to the west where the comet was supposed to appear above the horizon shortly after the sun set. Unfortunately, as soon as the sun set is when the clouds started to roll in, and unfortunately this is pretty much where the comet was going to appear, in the far off horizon to the right. And yeah, there's nothing I could do about that. So just shot this time lapse of a boat going by on Lake Erie. So I pointed my camera the opposite way towards the observation deck. A few days later, on October 28th, I was able to capture the comet in my own backyard. I found it using an old compass I purchased a while back, and in combination with the app Stellarium, which was very helpful, but it's not quite accurate because it needs to be pointed up, and the comet was pretty low to the ground. And this lens, the Canon 50mm f1.4 lens. And here it is, finally, from my backyard, my own backyard, light polluted backyard. I was able to capture this comet using image stacking software. I was able to get the enlarged image you see on the right. The comet is named after the observatory where it was first discovered. Thank you for watching, and unfortunately this is going to be it for this video. I really enjoyed my time in this park, and I'll definitely be back next year for another dark sky event.